a very seasoned professional with more than 15 years of experience in the field of dentistry. He is a renowned specialist in dental implants. He was an ex-dental officer from the prestigious Indian Armed Forces Dental Corps. He is going to speak to us today about the art of dental setting. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. God bless. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I have tooth pain. Doctor, I have a tooth pain. What are you going to do for me? Okay. Let me examine. Can you please be seated? Yes. You have some problem with the wisdom tooth. Probably you may have to go for extraction. Doctor, I have pain. I can bear the pain. I had some medication outside. Doctor, I just want to know how big is the procedure? Procedure is okay. Procedure is comfortable. We can do it right now if you want, since you have taken the medication already. But one thing you have to understand is, can we start the treatment right now? Yeah, okay sir. So how much did it cost me? Somewhere around 3,000 rupees. Okay. Sir, can you do something, sir? Like, can you give me a better medication so that I can come back to you? Okay. I'll do that. Please come. The doctor writes the prescription and gives the patient. So how many of you have this kind of situation in your practice? So how many of you want to know exactly what is to be done? Good. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. They have introduced me, but I'm Major Dr. Ravi. I'm an ex-Indian Army dental officer. I'm a practicing implantologist in Chennai. I first of all like to thank you all for your wonderful presence. I want you all to look at the person next to you and say, you are awesome. Please turn to the person next to you and say, you are awesome. If there is nobody around, you say, I am awesome. Just say, I am awesome. This is a management lecture. It's going to be very interesting. I think you guys are very lucky. You're going to get a lot of information. I don't know about the guys standing outside there. You can WhatsApp. These guys can come and join us if your friends are there. So I welcome you all for this lecture. I thank the organizer for giving this wonderful opportunity. Over the last 3 years, I went around to many places and transformed thousands and thousands of dentists in this art of selling. And they come and say only one thing, sir, your lecture was a turning point for me. I learned a lot. I was somewhere after your lecture, I'm here right now. So I say, how it affected? They say, sir, you boosted a lot of confidence. I say, thank you so much. So generally wherever I go, I face only 4 questions. Those 4 questions may be inside you also. The first question is, sir, how do I get new patients? The second is, sir, how do I convert them to paying customers? The third is, how to make them come back again and again. The fourth is, sir, how to get more patients through them, right? How many of you have these kind of questions inside you? You know one thing, these are the most powerful questions. Questions are more powerful. How many of you believe that? How many of you believe questions are more powerful? Yes. So, I think we all have a lot of good information about the wisdom tooth. We may be feeling a little lethargic here. I request you all to stand up for a second. This is a house. The house has got rules. Please stand up for a while. For a second. Let's all raise our hands. Please raise your hands and do like this. Do like this. Do like that. Do like this. Back. Forward. Thank you. Please be seated. Please be seated. What you all just did, something very uncomfortable. Sir, I am very comfortably sitting. You just made us all stand and do something. Business is always something uncomfortable. You know one thing? I have written a book on dental practice management about the customer service part, the part which you have to do in relation to your patient. Why I am calling my patient as a customer? We will understand during the course of this program. These are the places I went and gave the lectures. So, how many of you like stories? How many of you like stories? Please raise your hands. If your permission is there, I can share my story. How many of you wants to listen to my story? Thank you. I will share my story. I am from Tuticorin, a small coastal town in Tamil Nadu, very far from this place. And I studied in a small school called Star School. My father always tells me, my son, you are the eldest son for me. We are 3 children. My dad says you are the eldest son and he gives me a lot of responsibilities. He had a small screen printing shop. So he used to make stickers like this. He was in the Lions Club. So he used to say, Thambi, you please sell these stickers to my friends who are attending such big programs and conferences. You know, in those days, when I was that small, like this, I used to go with a bunch of stickers in my pocket to every uncle and aunt who comes to the meeting and say, Uncle, can you please buy this sticker for me? Because my dad has told me to do this. They ask how much is the price. I say, if you take one, it is 20 bucks. If you take 3, it is 50. So I know how to sell business. My journey of business started a long time back. Why I am sharing my story is, after my schooling, I went to the Indian Army. I worked from the ice-cold Jammu Kashmir region to the arid deserts of Rajasthan. So after I finished my short service commission in the Indian Armed Forces, I got a good exposure there. Then after that, I had a lot of trainings during the Indian Army. So I got married and settled down with my family in Chennai. So I started my clinic after my short service commission and practice was going well. In 2009 I started my practice on same September I started. Exactly, I am completing 7 years. Almost September, October end I started. I don't remember the date exactly because it was not a grand show, it was a very small show. So my journey started like that and I started facing problems in the questions which I told you. How to get new patients, how to convert them and how to make them come back again and again. Then asking help from the patients to get more patients through them itself. So I lost a lot of my patients because of my poor communication skills with patient. You know why? Because I was a bit proud in my head. Yes, I was thinking I know everything. I am a clinical dentist. I've learned implants. I've seen a lot of cases in Indian Army because in Indian Army every day I have to dispose at least 40 to 50 cases. So I was a little proud. So I started seeing patients. I know I was losing a lot of patients. Then I realized something. In clinical dentistry, especially in colleges, we were taught what to do in dentistry, right? How to do a root canal, how to do a wisdom tooth extraction and all that. How many of you agree we were taught to do how to do dentistry? Nobody has ever taught how to do dentistry, how to talk to patients, how to communicate. In a clinical scenario, when a patient comes to you, you may be any specialist, you may be anybody. Patient comes in front of you, you are going to tackle him initially with your soft skills, that is your communication skills, not with your hard skills. Until unless he knows you already, right? Am I right? So, I was losing a lot of patients, I was so depressed. One of my friend, he was not a dentist. How many of you have non-dentist friends? See, in those days, we don't have access to Facebook and all that, okay? So, many of my friends were very close for a long time. They were non-dental friends. Luckily, one of my friends said, you should attend a program, okay? So, he took me to a personality development program conducted by one Mr. Blair Singer. He's from USA. He's a very rich man. Per day income is more than, I don't know how many lakhs. So I went and asked him, sir, what is the secret of your success? You know, whomsoever I meet, I always ask, sir, I want to become like you. But I am missing something inside me. So Blair Singer told me, I do nothing, I help. I was shocked. Sir, by doing help, you are becoming so rich. He said, Mr. Praveen, helping means you have to identify the problems of those people whom you are meeting, and if you can solve their problems, by this help, you are going to change their life, and success and money, everything is a byproduct. Then slowly some transformation started happening inside me. My pride was coming down, my arrogance was coming down, my bad leadership was revealed to me, how arrogant I used to be with my staff, how arrogant I used to be with my patient. Some patients come and they bargain. I say, see, if you want you do. Please get out of my clinic if you are arguing like this. I was so bad like this. I don't know, many places I used to go, some doctors comes and tells, sir, I don't know, if patient starts bargaining with me about the price, I lose my shirt. I lose my temper. So this is how doctors tells me. So, excuse me, do you have a changer? Do you have a changer? PowerPoint changer? So, Blair Singer told, Praveen, you have to correct your self-concept. That is why your results are very bad. Just look at me. The results I am getting is because of the behavior I have got. Can you connect this? Yeah, connect. Thank you, sir. He told me, Praveen, the results you are having is because of your behavior, whatever business you are doing. He asked me, what are you doing? He is not a dentist, by the way, thankfully. So I asked him, sir, what I have to do? He said, see, the results are because of your behavior. The behavior is because of your attitude. Attitude means what? What you want to become, how you want to be. And all this have happened because of the childhood conditions. Then I started recollecting my childhood. I felt my father was like that, very arrogant. He said, do or die types. Either you do or get lost types. You know, once I told my father I'm not going to put my clinic in Tuticorin. Then I was studying in third year BDS in Ramchandra. Hello, check. So, my father, he dropped me in the middle of the road when I was going in his bike, and he said, get lost. He said, I won't pay your fees anymore. You know, that time I was paying around 60,000 rupees per year. Then my mummy told my my uncles to pay the fees for me. Such a very strict father I used to have. I hope, how many of you have strict fathers here? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Put all the fathers together, that is my father. Okay? If you want to see my father, put all the fathers together, you get a shape, that is my father. So, the conditioning made me feel very bad. So he said, brother, you have to change 3 things. The first is your self-esteem. What is mean by self-esteem? You should like yourself. In business, if you like yourself only, you will like others. Only when you like others, you will start caring for others. My patient is having pain. If I don't like myself, I will not like him also. Right or right? Am I right or right? Yes. So he said you should like yourself first. Then he said you should celebrate your success. What achievements have you done so far? I said, sir, I worked in the Indian Army. He said, how many people can go and work like that in such a cold terrain? Just celebrate. I said, how to celebrate? Just do this. Yes. I did like this. Yes. He said, see, what did you just do? He said, you have anchored your success in your subconscious brain. So I started realizing certain things in my life. The self-concept is very important. It consists of self-esteem, self-idealization. Okay, I am bad. If I realize it, I can have an ideal person to whom I can become. The third thing, which is self-consciousness, self-concept consists of self-esteem, self-idealization and self-realization. You should realize you are actually very poor. Many of us, if we don't realize that, we can't go to the next level. So, he said, why you want to become very successful in life? Then I said, sir, basically I want to help my patients. He said, okay, then your patients may be very few. How can you become successful like me? Then I asked him what to do. He said, see, for becoming successful, try to identify how much helpful you can be to many people as possible, not only your patients. So I started developing my other abilities like public speaking, writing books. So I wrote a book. I'm a public speaker also. I go and speak in TV and other places, radios. So I started feeling there is more good person inside me. So Blair Singer taught me one secret which I am sharing with you today. Please carefully pay attention here. If you see here, selling is a very important quality. So I asked him, sir, what do you sell? He said, I sell everything. Selling doesn't mean we have to sell a product. It means, selling means you are convincing a person to accept your idea. That is what real selling mean by. It is not something you take it and get money. Most of us think we are not salesperson. Everybody is selling. Your child, how many of you have children here at home? Most of us. So, you know how children ask for things. They convince us. That is a selling. So he said, without having a good team, you cannot achieve your success. How many of you know this is true? In dentistry, we need to have a good team to go and scale up our practice. We may start as a single chair, but we need to have a good team. The third is called teaching skill. Teaching your juniors, teaching your team, and teaching your patients. We don't know how to educate the patients. So the third is accountability. Whether you like it or not, you should do it. If you do this, you will be successful. So he said, with this formula, you can do anything in life. That is how I work. So he says, if your self-concept is good, you can take risks. How many of you likes to take risks in life? Are you serious? Okay. If somebody points a gun, will you take a risk? You have to be in that mindset. Every day should be the last day of your life. That is how you should think. If we think we are going to live forever, then we start focusing on unnecessary things. I always come, before this stage, I always pray and come and say, this may be the last lecture. The flight I'm going back to Chennai may get blasted. So what will happen? I want to instill a lot of values in this next 27 minutes. So this is the risk I faced in the last December, Chennai floods. This is my car floating in the water. This is my clinic. See, I am wearing a suit and talking to you. This is how we were in Chennai in those times. I am using my endo loops for correcting the circuit board. By God's grace, 2 days back I got a message saying that my hospital is ranked as the 9th best hospital in the ranking. Praise God for it. I took a risk in January, but with my motivation and my skills, I am a BDS guy only. I have done my level best and I am in touch with a lot of world-class people like Tony Robbins, Blair Singer. So my attitude changed. I felt I am more than a dentist. So I request you all should have a good self-concept to come up in life. So present day scenario is like this. We are looking for patients everywhere. Even senior most doctors have less patients these days because of the number of competitions, and the corporate dentistry has come up in a big way. In 5 years it is going to be like this. We need a binocular. How many of you realize the seriousness here? Yes. In 10 years? Any guess? Any guess? 10 years? Yeah, we need a telescope. So this is the reality. The demand-supply proposition is there. The colleges are churning out dentists. People are having more choices. Now who is becoming powerful? People are becoming more powerful. That is why we are suffering from bargaining. Let's see how to handle that. So we all have these kind of fears. Yes, outside we all smile, but inside we all have this fear. What kind of fear we have? Suppose a patient comes to me, what is the fear I have inside me? The fear is fear of failure. I may be failing, converting this patient. Fear of rejection. What will happen if my patient says no? We never like to hear the word no. Third is fear of complications, we saw just now in wisdom tooth, right? Okay, now a patient is there. That patient is also having some fear. What fear? Fear of pain, fear of money, fear of being taken advantage. They are reading a lot of newspapers, right? If your life needs to come up, please don't read newspaper. The rank I got in my clinic has got the 9th rank. I never know. One of my students has put it in the WhatsApp. This is how I used to function. I don't read newspapers because you will get depressed. So, where does this fear come from? See, I have gone into the depths of selling. I am going to give a lot of great secrets to you all. How many of you like to have secrets today? See, from Monday, that is tomorrow, you will have a new impact in your practice with this lecture, I promise. So, in neuroeconomics, okay, the sales people and the marketing people started studying the brains of our human beings. They found one thing. This brainstem laser is there? Laser? This brainstem, okay, this is called reptilian brain. During primitive evolution, this is the brain we had. Okay, so what is this primitive brain? It's a very fearful flight or fight brain. Okay, so this is the limbic brain. Whatever is happened in your life was recorded in this limbic brain. The third is higher order brain, the rational brain to think. See, when a patient comes to you, he is in fear, you are in fear. Okay, both are negative emotions. Right or right? So what is happening here? Fear and fear becomes fear power square. Okay. So that is why sales are not happening. That's what I just displayed here. One fellow said, I have wisdom tooth. He wants to get treatment. He asked for the price and the doctor gave the price and that fellow went away. What is happening here? Listen to me very carefully. Left side brain is very skeptical. That is where the elements are activated. When the patient enters your clinic, the left side of the brain is activated. Okay, which means the patient, you should not tell numbers. Numbers are very fearful. Okay, you should not tell unpleasant smell. Okay, unpleasant smell and numbers will affect the left brain. Okay, so what is happening? In a fearful state, your emotions are high, your intelligence comes down. Everybody do this. Emotions are high. Please do this. Emotions are high, your intelligence comes down. You will remember this. You know what I am doing here? I am making you learning. Okay, this is called interactive learning. Okay, I am using some kinesthetic movements. So, left, emotions are high, your intelligence comes down. So, when a patient is fearful, fear is a very bad emotion. So what is happening here? When a patient comes with a fearful emotion, when you are telling a price, you are aggravating the fear. Rather, what to do, we will see. Why? Because the information enters the patient's brain from here, then it is processed in the midbrain, and then only it is allowed to go into the higher brain. We have techniques. I am going to teach you the techniques to overcome how to get the price into the mind of the patient. So these are some of the questions patients are asking in their brain when they are entering your clinic. Okay, you may have a beautiful clinic, you may be looking beautiful, you may be having a lot of degrees, but patient's mind has got only these questions. What's in it for me? Why I have to take treatment? Why I have to take treatment from you? So what? Okay, what? So what? This is what the patient's mind is giving These kind of signals are only coming in the patient's mind. So, most of us, including me, when I was practicing initially, I was explaining very good about the procedure. So, we do a good access opening, and then we clean the teeth, then we put the medication, blah, blah, blah. Okay? Patients are not happy. Because patients are not bothered about what you are doing. See, patients don't want to know what you are going to do. Patient wants to know what benefit they are going to get out of what you are going to do. So you have to make a framework today. From tomorrow you should not tell the price. Okay? The moral of the lesson today is never tell the price in the initial stage. So this is what is happening. Most patients are running away. Because of that, sir, मैं कल आऊँगा, मैं कल आ जाऊँगा, पैसा लेके आ जाऊँगा, जिंदगी भर नहीं आएगा, उसको पता नहीं हम कब देखेंगे. So, in those days, this is called traditional selling, just pushing your treatment for money. Or okay, olden days it was like that. That's called traditional selling. In modern day selling, it is called relationship selling. Okay, relationship selling means what? You have to identify the patient's needs, wants, then you take your product or your treatment, fill the gap. Okay? See, in olden days, they don't ask. See, this doctor didn't ask what he wants. Rather, he said what he has got. I told you have to go for an impaction. Okay, never tell your solution. Ask and identify what is his real problem, how to do it, let's see. The puzzle solving you have to do. So, how is asking the right questions and uncovering the needs. So, from tomorrow, never tell any procedure. Okay, whenever a patient comes, one thing you should take from this conference is practice management is ask effective questioning. Okay? I will give you some effective questions. When a patient comes to you, instead of asking what is your problem, okay, you ask like this: how can I help you, sir? This is a very positive statement. Problem, fear, pain, these are all very bad words for patient's mind. When you ask a question like this, just try it out tomorrow. I am in Facebook and give me a reply back. Okay? Sir, how can I help you? So, there is a framework. I have just given only one question. Let's see the next part of it. So, questioning and listening is selling. Okay? Questioning the patient, then listening the patient, then you explain. Don't open the mouth and just see, okay, you have tooth pain, sit down. Okay. Never do that. If you are doing that, sooner or later, by 2020, the clinic needs to be shut down. This will definitely happen because this is not the way to sell your treatment. I will teach you how. Listening builds trust. Suppose your friend is there. You are calling your friend to tell your problem. Your friend is not picking up. You feel bad, right? Why? Because you want to share your problems. You want a listening ears. Same patient is also. So when patients like you, they will listen to you. Just carefully understand this. If patients like you, they listen to you. If patients trust you, they will buy from you. Suppose I am a first time patient. I am looking at you for the first time in my life. Without trusting, I will never take the money from my pocket and pay for my treatment. Even you may be anybody in the world. So if you should be really good to make, that's why self-concept is important. Because I cannot change the attitude of my patient. I can change the attitude of only myself. So if I am good, I express good things, so people will like me. Then only people will be able to relate with me, trust me, and then I become successful. Okay? So, selling is actually helping. As Blair Singer said, selling is helping. So, if he relates with you, he is going to buy even if he is expensive. Just understand one thing. There are Audi cars, BMW cars, Rolls-Royce cars are selling in India. Properties are going in crores. Do you think people are not buying? Do you think people are not having money? People are having money, but their priorities are different. Just understand this. Whenever you feel patients are like this and like that, never judge them. You can judge only yourself. Never judge others. That is not a quality of a good leader. So people don't like to be sold. Do this treatment, do that treatment. You have to make them ask for the treatment, not you have to sell the treatment. Do a root canal. Patient should say, please do this procedure. I find it is very sensible. So how to get that thing? Just understand. The psychology behind, see, selling is 85% psychology only, okay? It is nothing, something very difficult and all. If you know the psychology of selling, then you will be a good doctor. So why patients buy? The patients are identifying a problem in their house or in their place, then they are searching the internet. See, we are not booking cars like how we used to book 5 years back, right? We just press 2 buttons and our car comes in front of us when we want to book a taxi, Uber, Ola, right? Right or right? How many of you go to the nearest travel agent to book a ticket? No, we go to my make my trip. See, your patients are doing all this and coming to you, and if when they are pampered by these companies, their behavior changes. See, this is called social consumer psychology, okay? When they go out and do all this and they come to your dental clinic, still you are following the oldest procedure, he will never accept you. Patients are seeing your Facebook page, seeing your websites and all that. They are asking for reviews. You book a hotel, you buy a product from Flipkart and whatever company. What do? You go and see the review, you will see the price, compare the price. So many things you are doing, right? When you do these things, patient also will be doing the same thing. So don't just, it's not a big surprise. So what you have to do next? Patient is evaluating the solution and coming to a conclusion whether to buy or not in front of you. Now patient is in front of you. So there is something called buyer's remorse, okay? Patient is sitting in front of you, always he had some bad purchases in his past experience, okay? Suppose you have bought something from a company or a shop, you didn't like the product and you are realizing that next time onwards, I will never waste my money in such things. Okay, this is called remorse. Patient also had some bad experiences. So these are some of the things which are happening in the patient's mind, and simply if you tell the price and putting the fuel and you are putting a petrol in the fire which he is already burning with, okay? Try to calm it down. Understand the psychology. So help the patient. How? The steps in selling is 3, very simple, okay? Just remember, prospecting, PPC, prospecting, presenting and closing, okay? When a patient sits in your reception area, not all are going to say yes to you. As per law of 80-20, there will be always some people who will never say or never take your treatment. That will be 20%. At least 80% of patients you can convince. How? By identifying the right patient. How to identify? When a patient has got, see, there are only 3 types of patients. Grade A patients are those patients who are referred by someone who has got treated by you and coming to you. They are very easy to convince. Grade B patients are those patients who are coming to you for some comforts like ground floor clinic, it's close by my house and all that, okay? Grade C patients are emergency type patients. They don't even know your name, okay? So these are the 3 main categories of patients, okay? What is the next category? The next mantra for buying is, if patient don't have any one of this, every chance you can take. See, 5 choices are there. So even if patient don't have one thing, it means 20% of chances of convincing is coming down. Need, want, desire, affordability, usability and patience and usability. If patients don't have any one of this, for example, in many orthodontic patients I have seen, okay, the children comes to the clinic because the friends are wearing it, right? So those patients are not easy to convince. This will be very difficult for you. So there are poor prospects like this who will be suspicious, okay? In prospecting you have to identify. There will be negative personalities, skeptic people. They say things like this: my old dentist is much better than you, okay? And I'm very happy that dentist is giving free service and all that. They are called poor prospects. Don't bother, just ignore. Don't react. Okay, respond. There are two things. Don't react to patients. Think and respond. The lesson for today is responding, not reacting. No, sir. What you are telling is never try to win any arguments with your patient. If you lose a patient, you are losing almost 3 to 3.5 lakh rupees. That is the lifetime value of every patient. Patient is asking for discount, give them, no problem. Why? Keeping them for lifetime is more profitable than looking at the 1,000 rupees. Remember the golden goose story. You are going to survive in dentistry forever. Never hurt your patient. Never bullshit your patient. So proper planning prevents poor performance. This is going to be very important now. The steps I am going to give you is very important for every senior dentist and junior dentist also, because every point will be applicable for each and every one. So Dale Carnegie is a great man. He has written a book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. He has said 85% of success in your business or in any field is only human communication. That is psychology. Only 15% is what we learn, what we have. So remember that. So when a patient comes to your reception area, I follow a method called wax method. Everybody say wax method. Please repeat.
Wax.
Okay, what is wax? Wax is visual. Everybody say V for visual, A for auditory, K for kinesthetic. Not all not all patients are visual patients. Okay, not all patients are auditory patients, just verbally talking to them. Some people need pictures, some people need audition, music, some people need movements. Okay, how to give them? If I am not audible, please tell me. Okay, I am not happy with the mic here. If I am not audible, please tell me. So, as per the wax system, when a patient enters your clinic, give him some visual memories. Okay, what is that? Give him patient. You have to show some patient education videos, before and after pictures. Okay, these are very important. Either you can have a big LED screen or you can have a poster. You are activating his brain. Okay, what you are doing? Everybody do this. You are activating his brain, his visual memory. Okay, because you have to enter the neocortex. Patient has come with a crocodile brain. Okay, reptilian brain. He is going to compare your clinic with his previous experience. Okay, so now psychologically you are activating his brain by giving good pictures, no smell, no bad smell, by the way, before, after, and these are called, can anybody tell, these are called props. Please tell, these are called props. When you are doing consultation, some people want to feel the things in their hand. Okay, like you get samples from the lab for the ceramic crowns or whatever. Okay, give it to the patient's hand. Whatever I am telling is all researched and proven. Okay, don't think it is all stories which I made up. I have customized for dental field, but this is all from university studies. Okay, so there are people who wants to touch and see, there are people who wants to see, there are people who wants to hear. So how to handle it? First impression is very important. See, if you want to be successful in front of your patient, your dressing should be nice. That's why I am wearing a coat here. Why? Because always a seller should be one step well dressed than the buyer. Okay, that's a rule of the thumb. That's why you have to wear a white coat. That to a full hand will give him a more pleasing appearance in front of his eyes. Will be very pleasing to see you. So smile at the patient. Okay, already see you are activating his neocortical brain, so you have to smile and give him a pleasant experience. Okay, these are all triggering factors. See, already patient has been conditioned using wax method in the clinic reception. Now he is in front of you, you are smiling at the patient, so that is bringing him down. So at certain point I will tell you what you have to do. So use your body language. See, you have to be very passionate in what you are telling. Don't say, what is the problem? You want to root canal, sit down, we will do the scaling. Don't be like that. Be very passionate. Use your body language. Talk to patient. You have to do it. No, I won't do all that. Then it's gone. Okay, if you are telling like that, then you will be keep counting your accounts note and feel the running short of money. So eye contact, very important, okay? Look at the eyes, don't look at WhatsApp while talking to patient, okay? Don't keep status updates. These are for youngsters, especially younger generation are very active in Twitter and Facebook and whatever, okay? Sir, you please tell me. Okay, please keep the, what you said? You want scaling? We will do it. How much? 1,000 rupees. Sir, come tomorrow? Okay, bye. This is what is happening. So introduce yourself. I tell like this, sir, I am Major Dr. Praveen. I am the chief doctor for this hospital, and I am very thankful to you. I am appreciating patient, okay? I am bringing the mood up, okay? Appreciation brings the mood up of the patient. So establishing a credibility, okay? What is that I did? I am the chief doctor. I worked in the army, or you tell your experience. I am the principal. I am a specialist for the last 10 years in this area. Whatever you can tell, make up your own this thing, and then you start asking questions. So, and when you start asking questions, a simple question like this, sir, instead of asking what is your problem, ask like this. What do you want me to do today? He will say very clearly. This is an open-ended question. Everybody say, do like this. You will never forget. This is an open. Patient's mouth is open now. He is opening the mouth and he is explaining you what he wants. He tells like this, sir, I am going to Dubai tomorrow. I want scaling. You know, one of my junior, he convinced a patient. He said, sir, patient is affordable, everything. Finally, he is telling, I am going to America on Sunday. So patient will say, and also always ask, for a cleaning patient, you always ask, why you have come for cleaning? Why? Why is an open question, okay? Why are you born in this world? Can you answer in one line? It's very difficult, right? It's an emotional question, okay? Why, what, how, all these are some of the questions in that. Why is a very powerful question. So making up a presentation, use intraoral camera. Very must, okay? You are activating the visual part of the brain. PowerPoint, okay? You can show some videos. PowerPoint presentation is must. I am doing it. I am converting 80 to 90% of my patients. And I am earning a lot of money in that. I proudly say that because I follow the rules of my teaching, okay? Which is gaining the trust. I am not joking around. I am very, very serious. YouTube. I use YouTube to show all the animation videos. Most of you might be doing, but you don't know how some people react. It is because their activity in the brain. So I use props. So I use testimonies, okay? Some patients will say, I say, sir, there are many people who are very fearful. If you give a video testimony, that will help another person to take a decision. They very well say, I want to help people. You please take a video and show it to other people. You know, this is called modeling. We learn in pedo. It is useful for adults also. So I discussed with you already the open-ended question and closed-ended question, okay? Something like this, closed-ended question. These are yes or no questions, okay? Do you want to go for this treatment, this crown or that crown? This is a closed-ended question, okay? Let's see what is the next step. The next step is to keep asking question and getting him speak, okay? Most of our clinics, we are the only speakers. Am I right? We only talk, we never ask what they want. We may ask only technical stuff, how long the pain is there and all that. Please ask psychological question, okay? Especially pertaining to his values and emotions. So don't tell the price. Patient will be pestering you for the price. Remember this picture. Don't open your mouth. When you have to open the mouth, I'll tell you now. So price quoting in the wrong, until unless you know the patient has gain the sufficient trust, you never open the mouth and tell the price. Why? Because still the brain is in the suspicious mode. So tell less features, more benefits and values. I will tell for one treatment like this, ClearPath. I say ClearPath aligners are transparent aligners. Transparency is a feature. When you are wearing it, you can comfortably remove and eat whatever you want. That is a benefit. Value is, sir, you can smile confidently because nobody will know. The value is what appeals in his brain. You understand? So find out the features, benefits and values of every treatment and try to tell the patient. Because one thing you have to understand is, in workshops we can do all that. It's a small lecture. You should do your homework also. So price is what you pay, value is what you get. Pricing. This is what most doctors ask me, sir, मैं कैसा प्राइस बताऊं? How I can tell the price? Give 3 prices. If you want to tell ceramic crown, tell, check 5,000, 4,000, 3,000. If you see, this is an example which I took from the internet. If you go to any website, they will have 3 pricing. This is the rule of the thumb. Don't give, sir, 1,000 rupees is the crown charge. The other answer is no. Right? You are doing something called anchoring. Okay? What is that? This is called anchoring. You are giving 3 prices and the chances of taking one is very much there. So give 3 prices and higher price first. Okay? Higher price first. Suppose you want to convince a patient for implants, tell the highest price. Sir, the implants procedures cost from 5 lakhs to up to 3 lakhs. So now which is looking cheaper? 3 lakhs rupees looks cheaper. Why? Because you have anchored the amount in the brain of the patient with the highest value. So dealing with objections, patient may say, doctor, you are too expensive, like this, okay? Price is too high, that doctor is cheap. What you have to do? Give a look like this, don't try to argue, okay? Give a cool look and smile. You know what you are doing? You are giving a good emotion for a bad emotion, okay? A good thing can always fight a bad thing. Smile at the patient and you tell like this, I know it. I know you will bring this point to me. Many people have told me and finally they have taken treatment from me. This is called closing the sale. Now you have to wrap up the conversation and close the sale. Like how this bell is ringing and alarming me to tell to close the presentation. What you have to do? Don't immediately argue with the patient. Just give a pause. Then feed it back. Acha, you are telling my treatment is costly, right? Yes. I will tell you that is why many people are taking treatment from me. Tell like this, rather, no, this is not good. I am a very good doctor. I am not like that. I will give you installment. No, never say like that. You say thank you to the patient for bringing this objection. You ask him why you feel it is expensive and try to identify the problem. You do all this and see tomorrow. Practice will be like pleasure. So whenever a patient is telling objection about price, keep adding the value which I told you before. So if you have successfully answered, please close the sale. What is closing the sale? Sir, 7,000, 5,000, 4,000, 3 crowns are there. I hope I am clear. Suppose you are a patient, what you will say? Yes, sir. Do you want me to explain anything? You will say, no, sir. Can you start the treatment now? This is how we should wrap up. Tell the price and don't look at the ceiling, okay? Look at the eyes of the patient and ask to close the sale. Do you want to start the treatment now? Can we start the scaling now? This is called call to action. Everybody say call to action. In 1 minute I am finishing. So this is called closing the sale. You are transferring your enthusiasm in presentation to the patient to take a decision, okay? Closing is nothing but transferring your enthusiasm to the patient, because patient has to now take a decision. Patient cannot just blindly go back. He has to say either yes or no. But if you have done the good prospecting and presenting, by this time patient will be very much convinced, because psychologically his stress factor has come up very well towards you. So I use only 2 clauses. I always assume my patient will say yes, and I look at my assistant and say, sir को ये root canal के लिए तैयार रखो. I look at the patient, sir, shall we start? See, patient has not said yes or no, but I look at the patient and say, my assistant and say, please keep the stuff ready. I know sir is going to do it. This is called assumption clause, okay? And the second clause is called, sometimes I ask a patient, what you would generally like to have with your new denture? Which means patient is convinced for a denture, and I always ask like this, denture पहनने के बाद आप क्या खाना चाहते हो? Okay? The next thing is Ben Franklin clause. You should have a small piece of paper, write the good things and the bad things of the treatment, and see. It is not what you tell, what is the money and all that. Most of us think money, with the money thing in the mind, patients are coming. No, patient wants experience. Patient wants a good feeling. Most of the purchases are not money based, okay? We all think like that. Since we have not done the job of learn the art of selling, we are just telling the price and patients are running away. It's our leadership mistake. So puppy dog clause is, suppose a patient wants 10 fillings, okay? Don't do all the 10 at the same time and don't try to bring the patient for the 10 fillings. Just say, sir, I will do one filling for you today. However comfortable you are, please tell me, I'll do the rest 9. Price we can talk later. Once patient sees the meticulous feeling of your hands, okay, your softness, your kindness in your work, patient is going to do the rest 9. This is called puppy dog close. In America, one puppy dog seller wants to close the sale. So he gave a lot of puppies to children and said 2 days later you bring back the puppy, okay. Nobody brought the puppy, everybody bought the puppy. So this is giving a value and asking for the sale. This is a very powerful close. So after the patient say yes, thank the patient. Sir, thank you for trusting me and taking this decision. I will do my level best to solve all your problems. What are you doing here? You are solving the remorse. Patient is getting that negative feeling. I am going to pay some money. That negative factor will come. You think of your purchase. Whenever you want to pay, before your credit card is swiped, you feel a little bad. That is called remorse. Suppose the customer looks at you and say, thank you sir. And you know, Citibank and all these people saying, thank you for using Citibank credit card. What are they doing here? They are solving your buyer's remorse. So thank your patient to make him feel good that you have taken the right decision. Then give all the promises. Then after the sale, give him 100% satisfaction. And you should ask 2 powerful questions after the procedure. I always ask like this, sir, are you happy with my service? Patient will say, yes sir, very nice. Would you recommend me to your friends and your family? Sure sir, you are really good, I will do that. This is what everybody is asking. You please ask, and he will say, sir, I was all comfortable except that part. So you can improve yourself. This is very important. Feedback is very important. If my self-concept is bad, I will be very arrogant and I will never ask the feedback. मैं क्यों feedback लेना है patient से? ऐसा attitude नहीं चलेगा. We have to be humble. We have to be very loving and kind to the patient. That is the bottom line story. So with this, I am actually finishing my presentation. Please do a regular follow-up. Use emails, phone calls and all that. So trust is 40%, finding the need is 30%, presenting is only 20 and closing is 10. Suppose you do a consultation for 10 minutes, 7 minutes is only interacting with patient and talking to the patient. The selling will automatically happen. Keep practicing, keep practicing. This doesn't come in one day. Go for workshops, attend trainings, improve your conversations. God bless you. Thank you. And I am very humble to say that by God's grace, I am running a lot of businesses using these techniques which helped me. So God bless you. I have given you some seeds today. Improve upon it. Thank you very much. You can take my phone number. I will be available in the veranda. Any doubts you can call me. Any questions? Any questions? If any questions is there, you can come back and ask the questions. I have taken already the questioning time. So thank you so much for your patient listening. Is the lecture was useful? I'm asking your feedback. Is the lecture was useful? Will you call me again for a lecture? Thank you. Will you recommend me to your other friends for teaching this? You got some value today? Questioning, okay? If at all any value of God is, today is questioning. Okay, please don't forget the word questioning. Questioning. Find out the patient's need, then you give that. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. It was wonderful to hear you.
Thank you.
I request you to please give us a few more minutes as I'd like to call upon the stage Dr. Ruchika